Ever wonder why some animals got completely screwed over by their own design? Well, the vulture is the perfect example. The ones you see in zoos actually are not that ugly. They still have some feathers on their heads, but out in the wild the white-backed vulture is completely bald on the head and neck, with some dark red gunk hanging there that you really do not want to identify. So what is the difference? Because zoo vultures get served pre-cut meat, while wild ones do not have that luxury. They have to stick their whole head inside carcasses to eat, shoving their entire head into the chest and abdominal cavities of large animals. The stinkier the better. The more rotten the more flavorful. Now if they had feathers up there, those feathers would get soaked in blood and rotting tissue. Not only would that cause infections, but it would also block their vision. A vulture with head feathers has a much higher chance of getting bacterial infections after each meal compared to bald ones. Generation after generation, the ones that survived were the bald versions. Any individual still holding onto a few feathers rubbed them off rubbing against dead animal bodies every single day, so they lost them anyway. So for wild vultures, having feathers on their heads is like Louis XVI buying a necklace, completely useless. Besides being bald, their heads and necks also have deep and shallow skin folds that allow blood and fluids to flow from the head down to the neck. The feather boundary at the neck forms a barrier layer that keeps all the nasty stuff away from the body, which means it stays on the head. The head can get dirty, but the body must stay clean. At the same time, vultures have one of the strongest stomach acids in the natural world, with a pH level close to 0, capable of digesting even bones. Everything from those carcasses, like anthrax, rabies, and botulinum. Most of those pathogens get destroyed by their stomach acid. If vultures were not there to clean up dead animals in the wild, bacteria would spread through water and insects. Studies have shown that in parts of South Asia, where vulture populations dropped, rabies cases nearly doubled because stray dogs took over eating those carcasses. But dogs do not kill the viruses inside them. They eat and then carry those pathogens everywhere. Basically a zombie apocalypse waiting to happen. So why do people say they got screwed by their own design? We all know that most birds of prey are fierce and skilled hunters, but vultures, even though they belong to that group, are incredibly timid. They almost never attack anything alive. Their claws are flat and blunt, lacking the sharp curved talons of hawks, so they cannot grab moving prey. In a zoo setting, when faced with a keeper, the only defense move they have is to vomit out everything they just ate, using that stinky mess to scare off the threat. So you look at them and they seem scared, but honestly they are just as scared of you, which goes against the tough image people expect. Rotting meat, bald head, exposed reddish skin. When you put all those traits together, they easily trigger the human disease avoidance system. As soon as your eyes pick up any clue linked to dead bodies, your brain sounds the alarm immediately to prevent potential infections. Which brings us to rats. The moment a rat appears, humans instantly link it to disease and plague, and honestly there is no way around it. They evolved so closely alongside humans. 10,000 years ago, when humans started farming, rats started stealing grain. When humans brought food indoors, rats moved right in with them. They have always played the role of cops and robbers, with humans stealing food and spreading germs. But in reality, rat intelligence ranks pretty high among mammals. How high exactly? Many rats actually have metacognition. What does metacognition mean? It means knowing whether they know something or not. When humans take multiple choice tests, they skip questions they do not know. Rats do the same thing. Experiments have tested this, mixing easy and hard problems together. When rats encounter a question